Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Before I get started, I just want to address the lack of uploads for the last few days. That's just due to some real life things such as school taking up a lot of my time, along with having some technical difficulties with videos I've tried recording in the past days, which has not only wasted a lot of my time, but has also kind of demotivated me. I'm back though, I'm making another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to rebirth faster in Miner's Haven. Now, one of the biggest things with rebirthing quickly is the setup that you use. This is probably the most important thing when it comes to rebirthing. Keep in mind this video is going to be more geared towards high life players, so if you're a low life looking for a first life setup or whatever, I'd recommend going to Block A Burn or Laser, or basically anyone other than me who has a first life setup. But basically, if you're around the 200 to 300 range, all the way up into the thousands, Dreamer's Anguish and Dragonglass is going to work for you. Due to the prices only being sextillions to septillions, this will make you that very quickly and will work for you. If you don't have Dragonglass Anguish, then you can also use Blind Justice Breach Loader, just like that. And then once you get 2.35 sextillion, I already have it obviously, but once you get it you can buy a cell particleizer, and then you can use Dragonglass mines, and this will also work. This will make you money as well. If you don't have either of those setups, then you can also use the thingamajig with Dragonglass Mine, which also makes sextillions. There's plenty of variants of that setup. You basically need the Dragonglass or Symmetrium. If you don't have either of those, you're out of luck. If you don't have the Anguish, you can make do without it. Those are some good setups from basically around life 1 to 200 all the way up to 1000. Past that point, you can probably do a setup with the Diamond Breach Loader, something like this. Grab your Diamond Breach Loader, True Overlord device, grab all your best upgraders, like your Quantum Clockwork, these guys, and basically just repeat that a couple times. Here, I'll build the setup all the way, just because it doesn't take that long at all. Place, dang it. There we go. Another True Overlord. Quantum. Cat Star. And then this guy. And then throw down your furnace. And then this alone will be making you nonillions, which is pretty good. If you need even more money, then you can also use it. Where are they? Catalysts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then use it. Where is my wild spore? There it is. Use a wild spore, and then secure a garden. Then, of course, BBBs. And you do want to use BBBs over DBs, because the space they take with the multiplier versus the Dragon Blaster, BBB is better. So this right here is making me DE. If you go and place all of them down, UD. So basically, this setup makes you a lot of money. If you need even more from it, I think the most I've gotten from a setup like this is TDD, and that's with Flaming Schrodingers and Big Bad Blasters. So that's also a pretty good setup. Once your rebirth prices start getting really high though, especially in the upper thousands, like mine is QDD, your best bet's definitely gonna be life skipping. So I'll go ahead and do my setup for that. And I'll also explain one of the other important parts of rebirthing quickly, which is knowing your inventory well. You gotta know where all of the items in your inventory are. The more you do a single rebirth setup, the faster you'll get at building the setup. The faster you'll get at knowing where all your items are in the inventory, knowing where they go in the setup, which ways to rotate them. That's all important with your rebirth setup. It may not be something you think about at first, but small things like that will increase your speed by quite a bit. Another thing to keep in mind is, if there's something that can go wrong with the setup, get rid of it. You don't want it in the setup. If you've got an... what's the item called? The ore illuminator. Have that in your setup, and there's like a 1 in 100 chance that your ore dies every time it goes through the setup, then either make it so that the chance is 0, or at least 1 in, say, 1 million or so. Something like that. It's either a freak accident if it happens, or it can't happen at all, to increase consistency in the setup. Having consistency means that as little things can go wrong as possible, making it a lot quicker. Like for me, I've removed the ore illuminator from the setup because I've had some problems with it. Right here, I've got an extra conveyor here so the ore doesn't have any chance of getting stuck on this guy, or at least a way lower chance, and if it does, then it'll be easier to get unstuck. If you're using setups with one ore, obviously don't use things like the Frozen Eclipse or any luck-based items. So basically, to recap real quick, some of the important things. Probably the most important is your setup. You want a really fast setup. So if you're below Life 1000, then Dragon Glass Anguish or whatever variant of that will work for you. And then if you are past that, you can use a Diamond Breach setup into your best upgraders, and then if you need to, BBBs and other upgraders like Flaming Schrodinger's. And then once you start getting to the point where it starts costing even more than that, you're gonna want to have a setup like this where you can skip lives. Stand up, you fool. Then, other small stuff that you wouldn't think about at first. You want to know your inventory, know where everything is, get fast at finding items and knowing where they are. Figure out the rotations of items and get a consistent setup, build it the same every time, put the items in the same spot. And then finally, increase consistency. Take out anything from the setup that has potential to cause the ore to get stuck or fling or die, or anything like that. You want a consistent, fast setup that you know very well, that you can build quickly. Make sure the ore doesn't die, because anytime the ore dies in the setup, it adds an extra, possibly twice as long in setups with a single ore. So be careful of that. Now that's basically it. That's probably the best advice I can give for building a good rebirth setup. Use your best upgraders. In a setup like this, you can probably build it faster if you don't use shop upgraders. They're not that necessary. Use whatever you have, exotics, whatever. Consistency. Know your inventory. All that good stuff. That's how to rebirth quickly in Miner's Haven. Hopefully you found these tips helpful. If you did, go ahead and smack that like button. No, but really, if you liked the video, that's cool. If you didn't, dislike it, tell me why, all that good stuff. Sorry for not uploading in the past few days. I'll try and start uploading more consistently, but no promises. And that's all for this one. I'll see you later, hopefully. Goodbye.